This is ACT December 2022, number 9. What is the solution of this equation? Pause to do this problem and then resume when you're ready. We will show 3 different solutions. We'll show how to do this graphically, how to use the numeric solver, and how to do it algebraically. Let's first look at graphically. So what I'm going to do is go into y equals, and I'm going to type the left-hand expression into y1. So that'll be 8, left parentheses, the quantity of x plus 2, right parentheses. That'll be in y1. And y2, I'll type in the right-hand side, 4x minus 2, and then the left parentheses, the quantity of x minus 3 in parentheses. And I'll go ahead and use my favorite window and graph that. And you can see that they do intersect, and that x value is going to be the value that we want. So I'm going to use the calculate feature, which is a second trace to get to the calculate menu. And I want number 5, the intersect command. So we'll do number 5. And it asks, what is the first curve? And it says it's the blue one, so I'll say yes, enter. And the red one is the second one, so I'll press enter for yes. And it asks for a guess, and since there's only one solution, I can just guess any number, so 0 is as good as any. And it comes back with this value for x. Now, unfortunately, it's not as a fraction as these are. So when I go back to the home screen, second mode, which is quit, and type the value for x and press enter, that is the value. And then I can use the alpha y equals, the F1 command, and number 4, and do the conversion from decimal to fraction. So it'll take the last answer and convert it. And the answer is -5/3. So A. A second method is to use the numeric solver command on the calculator. So I'll go off to the home screen and press the math key. Press the up arrow because it's the last one on there. So that's the last command, numeric solver. So I'll press enter on that one. And you type the left-hand side into expression 1 and the right-hand side into expression 2. So I'll just press clear and type the 8 in the left parentheses and so on. Once I've concluded that, press the down arrow, and I like to press clear to clear that out. And I'll type in the right-hand expression exactly as we see it. 4x minus 2 left parentheses, and so on. And let's double check and make sure that's correct before we move on. It has the word OK here, and that corresponds to the graph key. So I'll press graph to indicate OK. And it now has an answer. It says x equals, it could be any number there. And so it's asking for you to give a guess. So I'm going to guess 0. And as soon as I don't press enter, I type in graph to solve it because the solve is above the graph key. So I'll press graph. I get that answer, okay, which is my value for x. And again, I can go off to the home screen and like I did before, type x. And this time I can say alpha y equals and number 4. And it'll say take that value of x and go from either fraction to decimal or decimal to fraction. And there is my answer of -5/3. The third way is algebraically. So what I could do is distribute on the left side and distribute on the right-hand side. And so doing that properly, we'll get 8x plus 16 equals 4x. And this will be a -2x, but a +6. Collecting similar terms, wrote that answer in green to separate it from that one, to distinguish it there. Here we need to subtract the same number from both sides. I think I'll subtract 2x rather from each side to isolate the x term and be left with this. And if I'm going too fast, of course, press pause is needed. Now I'll subtract 16 from each side and be left with this. And now we'll divide both sides by 6 and get that x is equal to -5/3.